So folks, I am just about to have possibly the best value breakfast you'll have seen here on Greeno Eats. I'm sat in a Premier Inn in Solihull. Where on earth could I be going for breakfast? Well, where am I having breakfast? Right here in the Premier Inn. Weird lighting in here, that's for sure. So basically every now and again you'll get marketing emails from companies that you've dealt with, won't you, if you signed up to their mailing lists. Of course, you know, getting around the country quite a lot, I stay in all sorts of different hotels and Premier Inn is one of them. I got an email, basically said if I booked certain hotels, certain dates and whatever, I could get free breakfast. Now, I thought that might just be a little bit of trickery and whatever. You click on the link, it looks like you're getting free breakfast, but you're actually paying a higher price for the room. Not the case. I actually went through that process, clicked the link in the email, checked out the price, then went on a different device and just looked at the price of the room, and they were the same. So, today, I'm getting a completely free breakfast. In fact, I can get 2 completely free breakfasts if I want, because obviously I'm staying in a double room. If there was 2 of us, not just me, we'd both get breakfast. So, sorry Mrs. G, you could have come and had a free breakfast too. Anyway, get myself a coffee. Only out of the machine, obviously. But I have stuck an extra shot of espresso in there. Oh, and of course, don't forget the obligatory thimble full of juice. It is a slightly bigger glass than you get at a lot of hotel buffets, but not much. Right, anyway, time to go and get myself some breakfast. It looks like here they've got some cereals, they've got fruit, obviously a sort of self-service cooked breakfast selection, breads, that sort of thing. So I'm going to go and get myself a bit of toast, get some fried stuff, and then we'll deal with the rest after. So folks, here we have the cooked breakfast selection. I've taken everything apart from mushrooms, obviously, that was available. So what have we got? Fried egg, plonked on a bit of toast, sausage, bacon, hash brown, black pudding, tomato, and beans. Branded sauces on the table, and I know this is the stuff it's supposed to be. This is a brand new bottle, and I've just had to open it. There we go. A little bit of brown sauce on your breakfast, that's the way forward, isn't it? Apologies if you can hear some banging and crashing around in the background. You just haven't had delivery. So, the load of boxes and whatever being slung about. This is one of the Premier Inns that has the sort of bar, restaurant, breakfast room, whatever, inside the hotel. Obviously, a number of them have like pubs attached, don't they? Although fewer now, because obviously they're closing a bunch of the beef eaters and stuff like that. So that will soon be coming in-house too. What am I going to do here? Bit of salt on the egg. There we go. Don't think I need salt or anything else. Now the egg isn't the runniest. It's got a little bit of give in that yolk, but not a huge amount. Let's give it a try with the toast. The toast, I was delighted to see, proper toaster. Not one of those conveyor belt ones that you put it through once, it barely warms the toast. Put it through twice, and you basically create some kind of carbon. That wasn't very elegantly done, was it? Toast, nice and crispy. That's it, the egg is a bit overdone. I'd like that yolk to be a bit runnier. But it's okay. Well, we got the toast here, actually. Let's whack a few beans on there. Give that a try. With a slightly smaller piece of toast than I had with the egg. Beans aren't warm. The plate that it's served on isn't kept warm. And so, of course, things like beans get cold pretty quickly. But we'll whack them on the toast and they'll be all right for the rest of the breakfast, won't they? Let's turn the rest around and make our way through. Maybe we'll go this way round. Tomato, will this be cooked through? Will this be cooked through? Cutting all right. No. You can probably even hear that on the mic. Still pretty crispy inside. And again, not warm. Black pudding. Big fan of black pudding here. Doesn't look too bad. Again, cold, and it's not because I'm yapping too much. Maybe they need to adjust the settings on their heat lamps because they ain't working very well. Coffee, and they must have a flat white out of the machine and then whacked an extra espresso in just to put a bit more pep in my step. Hash brown. Feels a bit soggy. And a bit cold. That's not brilliant.
17.
There's a little bit of crisp around the edges, but the rest of it, just a bit soggy. Bacon time. Now this bacon, I'm just going to pick it up and show you. It does kind of look cooked to my preference. Bit of crisp on that fat there. That tastes okay. The fat is crisped up nicely. Reasonably salty flavour. That's okay, that's the highlight so far. Maybe I should have just got a big pile of bacon, a couple of bits of bread and made myself a massive bacon sandwich. That might have been better. Now the sausage. Now I tend to think the sausages you get on a Premier Inn breakfast aren't bad. They're not the biggest. They're reasonably meaty. Right that in the brown sauce as well. It's okay. It's not the cheapest of the cheap catering sausages. Got a bit more to it than that. Yeah, sausage and a bacon. Definitely the highlights for me. The rest of it's all a bit meh. That's that pretty much mixed bag of a cooked breakfast. We've gone for some of the other selections here. I've gone for a crumpet and a croissant. Some raspberry jam there as well on the side. And here, some kind of mixed fruit and some yogurt. I'm guessing that probably comes just out of a freezer bag. As I said, I just saw them having a delivery of stuff coming in from one of those sort of bid food type places. Everything just in frozen packaging. So, kind of what you expect, isn't it? Right, let's get a little bit of butter on my crumpet. I do love a crumpet. Normally, if I'm at home, I use a sort of whole pack of butter and just rub it over the top so it doesn't like just get too much butter in there and just dissolve into the holes too quick. No, it's okay. It's just a regular crumpet, you know. But again, putting it through the toaster does make a difference. Crisp up the bottom a little bit. The top's nice and soft and pillowy still. Bit of butter on the top. Can't go wrong, can you? Croissant. Now, you can ask them to warm the croissants. They don't want you to do it yourself. Again, at home, if I want to warm it quickly, just pop it on top of the toaster. Turn the toaster on. That tends to work. Pull a little bit of that off there. Getting jam's easier said than done. I got my raspberry jam. They did have strawberry, apricot, blackcurrant. A really good selection, to be honest. Let me just get a little bit of butter here. Whack that on there. A little bit of the jam. Whack that on there. That's the way forward, isn't it? Yeah, maybe it would have been nice to have it warmed. But I don't mind a cold croissant. And when you get that little combination going on with a bit more butter, a little bit of jam on the top, That's a winner, isn't it? Let's swap this around now. Bring in the fruit and the yoghurt. A nice little selection of mixed berries here. Some cherries in it. Red currants, black currants, strawberries. Now the strawberry is very kind of soggy, which is what suspects me to think this is a frozen fruit mix. Yeah, it definitely was. But it tastes okay. I got my strawberry yoghurt to mix in with all this fruit. There is a plain yoghurt available too. Tasty enough, even if it's not the highest quality fruit available. Yeah, I don't mind it. Well, I did just spot there while I was going out to get this. Someone's gaming the system. Guy down there having his breakfast with 2 of these on his table. Genius move. Get a proper glass of juice by getting 2 of those little ones. Love it. Right, I'm going to finish up these bits and then we'll go and sum up. What do you think? Is it a breakfast you'd be happy with? Is it the best value breakfast? Because don't forget, it's free. So what did we make of that, folks? I've got to say, as breakfast goes, pretty uninspiring, wasn't it? The cook selection wasn't brilliant. The egg, that was just freshly cooked. That wasn't even because it had been under the light. Not that the lights there would have kept anything warm, because it wasn't doing it with the beans and the tomatoes and everything. Yeah, a bit of a shame, really. Bit of a shame, that hot selection. The croissant, the crumpet, yeah, fine. The frozen berries and the yoghurt, fine. The coffee, not too bad for something that came out of a machine. So overall, you know, nothing to get excited about, is it? The only thing to get excited about is the fact it was blooming free. Which is unusual in this day and age, isn't it? So I'm going to have to come up with a score for this. How do I work this out? Well, in terms of value, I mean, you can only say it's a 10 out of 10 because it hasn't cost me a single penny and I've eaten a meal. So that's a 10 out of 10 for value. For quality, maybe a 4. Seems about fair. So maybe we just average them out. We'll call it a 7 out of 10 because it literally didn't cost me anything and for no other reason than that. What I will say, in sort of favour of Premier Inn, when you compare it to, you know, its direct competitors, the likes of your travel lodges and whatever, you do get a better variety of stuff here. And, you know, things like the bacon and the sausages are generally a little bit better at a Premier Inn than some of its competitors. But it all depends on how it's kept. I mean, all right, in fairness, here, it wasn't very busy. At no point were there more than 5 people in the breakfast room. Occupancy of the hotel last night obviously wasn't that high, which I guess is one of the reasons they're offering that deal out, to try and tempt people in. So, I went down for breakfast about 8 o'clock. Breakfast service started at 6:30, and I do wonder whether some of those things had been there since 6:30. Yeah, not brilliant, but onwards and upwards. It's a beautiful looking day. What will the day hold? Who knows? Where are you going to find me next? I know. You don't know. You'll have to find out on the next episode, won't you? It hasn't really set me up for the day, has it? But anyway, let's go and get my stuff packed up in the room, hop in the car, and see where I end up. I will see you next time, folks. Bye for now.